Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be checking out the patch that just came out. I talked about it yesterday, but I want to talk about it again. And on top of that, we have a newsletter, or I guess like an interview that we can take a look at. So there can be some questions that I know that everybody's got going on in their head right now, and maybe this news article can kind of like, you know, clear the room of anything. So right away, we already know patch 0.1.11. Y'all saw the last video. But right now, from what I'm seeing, it says why the Affinity respec isn't enabled immediately. There were a few bugs involving material returns and other things not always functioning properly. It have the possibility to be more harmful than good, but they'll get them worked out by next week. And then for the PlayStation players, I know it's going to be a little rough wait for you, my guys. For you guys, my heart goes out to all of you, really. AS is doing everything they can to get access to the patching pipeline used for PlayStation. The most simplest way to explain it is Digital Extremes still has the keys used to publish patches on PlayStation, and AS is waiting for those keys to be handed over. We are waiting for a new publisher. We're waiting for our old publisher to give us access. Anyways, much love to all of you out there. So, technically, Airship isn't trying to find a new publisher, or they aren't waiting, in terms of like the PlayStation issue, they're not waiting for a new publisher, they're waiting for the old publisher, aka Digital Extremes, to give them access to be able to patch. They'll get access to that, and you guys can actually start, you know, being able to, you know, get with the patches, you know? But I've talked about this before, you know, I said stuff like wanting to push out patches faster, wanting to put content out faster. When you do this, like I say, you're doing it fast, so you're not gonna really be able to do a nice checks and balances and balancing of, you know, what you're putting out. And it scares me because, like I said, this happened to Paladins. Every patch, it was like 30 new bugs and then 10 things that worked, and then it just keeps going and it builds up, it builds up, it builds up, and then before you know it, you have this like mess. So, but we're gonna check out, the thing I'm interested in is this interview that was conducted. And we're gonna take a look at that real fast. So, okay, I don't think there's a dark mode, but we're gonna read this. This is from Massively Overpowered. Not sure if they're a very good source of information, but we're gonna take a look at it. This article was made by Bree Royce, literally published like how many hours ago? Not even that many hours ago. So we're gonna take a look at this interview and check out what they talked about with this guy. So. Interview. Wayfinder pauses seasons as it hunts for a publisher and rebuilds roadmap. Alright. Last week, Wayfinder fans were shaken by the news that another round of layoffs at Digital Extremes was accompanied by the dissolution of the studio's publishing outfit and the severing of its publishing partnership with Airship Syndicate. Since then, we've fretted alongside players over what would happen to Wayfinder, which Airship vowed to continue to develop. Airship Syndicate Director of Marketing and Engagement AJ Lasaracina has now kindly answered our questions about the whole ordeal with some specifics, and there's critical information in here. I think I'm saying his name right. Lasaracina conveys that Wayfinder's staff, which didn't suffer any direct layoffs itself and seems to have been blindsided by Digital Extremes' internal upheaval, can continue operation for the near future and means to do just that while it hunts for a publisher. Apparently there's already been interest, but players also need to know that the studio has put the brakes on seasons and free-to-play plans while it reassesses and revises its roadmap. Read on for the whole interview. Reading that, you can tell that Wayfinder staff, Airship Syndicate, we talked about it already, they didn't suffer any losses, any layoffs of any sort. And the next thing that I want to say is that apparently there's already been interest. So who could it be? Is it Tencent? Tencent owns almost everything, so I wouldn't be shocked, honestly. So Massively OP says, it was my understanding, which may be incorrect or outdated, that Digital Extremes was not hurting for money. So why this sudden about face when it comes to Wayfinder? Is Tencent somehow to blame? Is this really as simple as DE wanting to leave the publishing business? Why is it happening so dang abruptly? AJ replies with, I can't speak for Digital Extremes or for Tencent. I can say that we began working on the transition plan with DE the second we were informed. So this was just kind of like a dead answer. Like, he doesn't know. Or maybe he does know something and just didn't want to say. But to add to this guy's question, he says, Digital Extremes was not hurting for money, so why lay off the people? I mean, whenever I think of layoffs, I feel like it's because the company isn't, making enough money. How exactly is Airship going to keep supporting the game? How much funding is it sitting on? How long can it go the way it is now? And is the company looking for a buyer or a new publisher? Does Digital Extremes have any hand in the running or funding of the game now? How about 10 Cent? Might something like 10 Cent's Level Infinite pick it up? Airship right now has enough resources in both staffing and funding to run the game for some time. In the meantime, we'll be talking to publishers, including some that have already expressed interest. We are confident that the terms of Digital Extremes' divestment make the game and the deal appealing to a potential partner. So Airship right now has enough resources in both staffing and funding to run the game for some time. Okay. But how long? How long will that last? Like, obviously I put in 150 bones already into the thing, Did Airship itself lose anyone, or was it all just Digital Extremes folks who worked on Wayfinder publishing and infrastructure? There have been 0 layoffs at Airship. 0 layoffs at Airship, guys. See, I was reading a lot of news articles talking about how Airship Syndicate had to lay off people. I'm telling you, man, journalism, I don't know. It's just like you don't know who's right or wrong at this point. But at the same time, he's literally asking the guy. Like, I mean, this is an actual interview. Was the experience boost last week calculated with this move in mind, or was it a coincidence? Okay, so this is interesting. Publishers set priorities, and 3 weeks ago we went to Digital Extremes and said that we wanted to switch up our focus. We believed that we needed to fix the fundamental issues with the game before we delivered more content in Founders Season 2. The 2 content updates that did release had been done prior to launch. DE approved this pivot. XP was at the top of that list. Our next focus will be UI, loading, technical performance, drop rates, and more. Our number 1 priority right now is to fortify the base of the game. That's good. I like this. I like where this is going. It's important to note that the publisher has control of first-party accounts, so in our case, we are unable to update PlayStation at this time. These weekly patches will be for PC for the time being, and as soon as we're able to update PlayStation, we will. Those players will still be able to play as they normally would, but crossplay will be disabled. This is entirely out of our control, and we know it's not what we advertise or envision for the game, and we'll update it as soon as we're able to. I'm happy to see that our next focus will be UI, loading, technical performance, drop rates, and more. I think the biggest one would be technical performance. But like at the same time, I'm telling you, man, it's a ticking time bomb. You guys gotta like really get down into it. I haven't even looked at this latest patch. I think 97 said the patch was pretty good. So we need to fix the fundamental issues with the game before we can deliver more content. I like this. Is there any kind of refund plan on deck? As far as refunds go, that is entirely up to Digital Extremes as they handle all the payments. Presuming that there's funding for the game, how have the game's launch plans altered? What is the prognosis for reviving the game with free-to-play and getting player counts back up into the profitable zone? Oh, wow. Okay. This is a crazy question. Let's see what he says about this. The honest and real answer here is that we don't know. We're putting a pause on our season structure and assessing our calendar. The team here agrees that just racing to free-to-play isn't the answer. We are staying true to the vision of early access, where we work with the community to fix fundamentals as well as implement meaningful changes. But that doesn't mean we're not releasing content. We'll be addressing the fundamentals mentioned previously while also releasing content along the way. Seasons were our wrapper of sorts. It included a new character, a themed reward tower, new weapons, new quests, new locations. Instead of waiting for a large seasonal drop, we'll be taking those pieces of content and releasing them alongside the smaller patches / fixes we're doing at the faster cadence. We'll also be updating our roadmap to be much more about what players can expect from the next patch, both content-wise and fix-wise. Oh, wow. Okay. So, right off the bat, guys, the honest answer is we don't know. The team here agrees that just racing to free-to-play isn't the answer. I like this. That's good. So, originally, seasons were our wrapper, which included a new character, a themed reward tower, new weapons, new quests, new locations. So instead of a large seasonal drop, they're going to be taking a different route with pieces of content and releasing them alongside smaller patches plus fixes. We're doing at the faster cadence. So instead of getting this nice huge gift, we're getting these tiny small gifts is, I guess, a good way to put it, right? I'm really worried for this game. I cannot believe a project with that much money and effort behind it is worth nothing. The game definitely still has value. Airship is motivated, arguably more than before, to make Wayfinder a success. There's still a lot we don't know about. There's still a lot we don't know, both about the transition as well as what the future holds, but we aren't slowing down. We'll be hosting a community stream soon as talk to the community as well as give more info once we have it. Oh, that was it. Okay, I was about to say, I thought there was... Thanks so much to Airship's AJ for answering our questions. We're hoping the best for the game and the team. In the meantime, you can scoop out the patch notes for this week's update, which is noted. Well, that's the news article, guys. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments section below. So, if you want my 2 cents, I mean, there's confidence in his words, but there's unsure. He's unsure about some things. You know, it's a 50-50 in my opinion. I mean, these are also just words. Who knows? But we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. Shit's crazy right now, so. All right. Make sure to like, leave a comment below. As always, Supabounce here. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Chat. I don't know what to say about y'all this time.